You take a trade. Almost immediately, the price drops, hitting your stop loss. You regret buying it. So the next time you see a setup, you hesitate. You watch from the sidelines as the stock rips 30% higher in a matter of days. Now you regret not buying it. Eventually, the frustration boils over. You finally catch a massive winner. The stock goes up 50% in a dangerously short amount of time. You don't know what to do, so you do nothing. You hold out for even more, only to watch the price violently crash back to your entry. You regret not taking profits. If you have been trading for more than a few weeks, this cycle sounds completely familiar. It feels like no matter what you do, you are making the wrong choice. But you're not uniquely bad at trading. You are simply discovering a universal truth. This entire business is built on regret. Today, we are going to look at why you are stuck in this matrix, why buying stocks just because they seem cheap is trapping you, and how to build a process that replaces emotional regret with objective evidence. Point number 1, the illusion of value. One of the most common ways new traders manufacture their own misery is by trying to outsmart the market's pricing. You find a stock that is down 40% from its highs. You read the news, you look at the balance sheet, and you decide that the business is fundamentally sound. You tell yourself, this is cheap, it's on a discount. So you buy it, and then it falls another 20%. What are you missing? You are operating under the assumption that the market is a perfectly efficient machine where participants sit around in lab coats, run financial formulas, and price things logically. But the market does not work like a textbook. Here is a blunt reality check. In the stock market, value is often just a polite word for a stock that has stopped growing and is suffering through a bear market. When a stock is heavily discounted, it means the market has currently decided it is not worth owning. When you buy a falling knife just because it looks fundamentally cheap, you are volunteering to lock up your capital. You might end up sitting on that position for 4 agonizing years, waiting for the asset to repair the structural damage while the rest of the market passes you by. A stock is not cheap just because it used to be more expensive. It's only cheap if buyers are actively stepping in to prove it. Point number 2, bridging the gap. This is where the disconnect happens. You are confusing what you think should happen with what is actually happening. Fundamental analysis is incredibly useful. It can help you identify a watch list of assets that might be worth owning, but fundamental analysis cannot tell you when the market actually cares about those facts. To survive, you have to bridge the gap between fundamental theory and the reality of how the market behaves, and the only way to reliably bridge that gap is by looking at the price action. This is the entire purpose of technical analysis. New traders often misunderstand technicals. They think a chart is a crystal ball that reveals absolute truth, or that drawing a line on a screen guarantees a stock will bounce. It doesn't. Technical analysis does not predict the future, it proves the present. In price, there is knowledge. The chart tells you the absolute truth about supply and demand in this exact moment. Point number 3, the rule of evidence. So how do we fix the cheap stock trap? You can maintain your watch list of beaten down, fundamentally sound value stocks, but you do not touch them until the chart gives you technical evidence that demand is returning. You wait for the trend to actually change. You wait for the stock to stop making lower lows. You wait for it to build a base and break out of it. You let the market prove that growth and institutional interest are coming back to the forefront. This fundamentally shifts your psychology. You are no longer guessing when the bleeding will stop. You are no longer catching falling knives. You are stepping in only when the market confirms your thesis. The trend is your friend, but only after it actually establishes itself. The rule: never buy a stock solely because it's down. Demand must be proven on the chart before capital is deployed. Point number 4, managing the windfall. Now, let's address the other side of the regret cycle. What happens when you actually get it right? Sometimes you will find yourself in an environment with crazy, unbelievable price behavior. You might be in a trade that experiences a massive short squeeze, and suddenly your position is up 50% in a very short order. If you don't have a plan for this exact moment, you will freeze. You will open social media and the crowd will be screaming at you to hold the line, projecting that the price will go to the moon. But when supply is limited and demand is temporarily explosive, prices can collapse just as fast as they spike. If you hold your entire position hoping for lottery ticket returns, you are almost guaranteed to give it all back. The key to surviving these wild moves is not predicting the top, it's systematically taking partial profits the moment you are handed a sudden windfall gain. You secure your capital, you lock in a piece of the victory. By taking partial profits, you instantly remove the anxiety of the trade turning red, and you position yourself to ride the remaining trend risk-free. Take control of the process. At the end of the day, you cannot control the broader market. You cannot control whether a stock breaks out or breaks down, but you can completely control how you manage your positions to systematically avoid regret. Stop buying stocks just because they hurt to look at. Demand evidence from the chart. Take your windfalls when the market hands them to you. Manage your risk, respect the trend, and let the market show its hand before you play yours. Subscribe if you want the next breakdown, and let's fix the account together.